Hey guys, how's it going? It's Zep here, and today I wanted to talk about something that's been bothering me, troubling me ever since I think around the middle of June to late June. I've been being targeted by hackers pretty consistently. It's not just the fog whispers that are getting targeted. It's definitely a list of people, mainly killer mains, that are on this Discord group of hackers lists. Because it's much easier to hold a killer hostage than a survivor hostage. The other survivors will do gens, or the other killer will just DC if there's a hacker in the lobby. So a lot of killers are getting targeted and have been for a long time. A lot of people have been targeted about this recently, Ots, Coconut, etc. So I just wanted to give my take on it. Um, it's most of the time it doesn't really bother me a whole lot because it's usually only 2 to 3 instances per stream max. You know, 2 to 3 instances between 4 to 6 hours. Not a huge deal. So they do have the ability to inject themselves in your lobby, and sometimes it's harmless fun. The hacker will just like show me cool stuff, take me around the map, or just be silly. And it's like, all right, cool, it's whatever, it's fine. They leave the match at the end of the day. But sometimes they'll put themselves on a hook in the endgame collapse, and the game won't end because it considers them in the dying, like they're in the transition period where they're getting like sacrificed, like on the hook, but they just don't ever get sacrificed because they're hacking. So the game lasts forever. So, but Behavior has announced that they're adding safeguards to prevent this from happening. They said that if the game will end 5 minutes after the end of the endgame collapse, so the endgame collapse happens 5 minutes after, and the game will end. I hope they add alternative safeguards as well, because hackers can just make all the gens regress. They can just make all the gens regress instantly, like at the same time, or just block all the gens permanently with some kind of like hack that's similar to like corrupt intervention. And there's not much you can do, so they're not gonna hold you hostage in the endgame collapse anymore, but they will hold you hostage, in other ways. And I hope Behavior starts saying anything, because they're going to play dumb, and hopefully they know and they can, because it's kind of like an arms race between the two, between Behavior devs and the hackers. The hackers are using Milky Way as like it's like a hacker website or whatever. It's like it seems like it's subscription based. They pay like a monthly to get the hacks, from what I've heard and understand from it. It's kind of silly, but it's whatever. But yeah. So if Behavior does not end up adding the right safeguards in, because right now the hackers are mainly targeting killers. The other survivors are kind of innocent bystanders in the game that aren't hacking, and they usually just want to be sacrificed, or they'll DC themselves, or it's just whatever. But they're not being held hostage in a sense. They could just do the gens and leave. The hackers don't really try to get to hold them hostage. They're just after the streamer or the killer. But if they're blocking, they're going to start blocking all the gens, or making all the gens regress, because they can no longer hold them hostage because the 5-minute cap on the endgame collapse. Then that's a different story, because then everybody's going to be held hostage. The survivors will not be able to leave unless they're sacrificed. But most hackers just instantly heal the survivor that gets down from the killer, and there's just nothing that the killer or the survivor, the innocent bystander, can do about it. So it's kind of unfortunate, but that is the way it is currently. One thing that I had happen to me that is kind of crazy is that I hope they fix this. I don't know how they'd fix it, but I was playing Pyramid Head, and the hacker just made so many things go off at a time that my frames just got completely killed. It's like I had like 1 or 2 frames, and it froze for a second, and then the game, it just disconnected me, and I got a 5-minute penalty for that. I didn't DC, I didn't leave. There was so much going on, the game just kind of like disconnected me and gave me a DC penalty for it. So even if Behavior puts all these things into play, there's nothing stopping them from just forcing a DC penalty onto you by just overloading your system, in a sense. And I'm on PC, I'm not on console or anything, and I have a pretty decent PC, so I don't think it's like my hardware limitations that are causing me to be crashing like that from their overload of the system. So it's pretty crazy. And I know that hackers have been able to get your IP because there's some kind of flaw in the system in DVD where your IP is made available, and people like Starva and Coconut RTS have been DDoSed, and yeah, hopefully they get this fixed soon. I know they've brought all the stuff on the horizon for the like anti-hacker plan, I guess you can call it, but yeah, it's I don't know, it's hard. It's if this didn't exist at all, like if the hackers were like this eliminated, oh my god, streaming this game would be absolutely amazing because it's as of like since like June, there's just been a bad taste in my mouth.
Bro, what is going on?
Streaming it just because like they just I don't know. There's something like everybody wants to
Is the stream lagging?
do it. Like
They finished this gen, so
everybody wants to have
I don't.
control over somebody else. You know what I mean? Like the hackers and specifically want to have control over somebody else, and it's kind of crazy that they're just like controlling people's streams and like the devs. You know, I would hope that they would stop DC penalties
Okay.
as much as it fucking sucks because I know how
Two
much it
boons
sucks
at the
because I'm
same
main
time right
killer.
after gen gets done.
But
That's just like weird.
if
Like
they got rid of DC
this game lagged
penalties
randomly.
until they
That's
came up with a
nice.
good solution, that would be nice. I don't see why they'd keep DC penalties when hackers are running rampant, and they're not just targeting Fog Whispers or big 100 viewer average streamers. They're targeting me. Like I'm in there, I'm on their listed Discord, their Discord, and I see the same people. You know what I mean? And you know, or just fresh accounts all the time, or first time chatters. So while I'm getting hacked, it's kind of like coincidental. Like, oh, who's that? You know, it's just like kind of obvious. So, um, yeah, it's been nonstop, and I've seen the same recycled names in other people's streams that are also hacking in mine. So it's no coincidence. I'm not sure what I did to get on their list since they can't really advertise their hacking software to many viewers because I don't have a high viewer count. I'm not a big streamer, but um, yeah, they're not the only ones, and I just want to be kind of represent the small folk out there like myself because I don't think any of them have like really been witness. I've seen a few people. The smallest streamer I've seen probably get targeted by hackers is One Pump Willie, but still, even then, he's like larger than I am, much larger than I am. So I don't really know if there's anybody else out there who are like in the sub 1,000 follower streamer and like lower view count, average view count streamer that is actually like habitually getting targeted by hackers. I'd be curious to know. But as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one. I'm a special little bean who has the favor of the hackers for whatever reason. So yeah, hopefully behavior fixes this soon. I know they announced some stuff on the horizon, but they just have to take in everything into mind because it's gonna be bad if they don't patch all the holes at once, in one fell swing. So and that's pretty much it. That all that I have to say, and hope you guys have a great day and take care.